Next, I'm pleased to welcome Eva Antoniou, speaking on behalf of the European Partnership for Democracy. Eva?
Wow. Hello. I'm standing here on behalf of our organization, the European Partnership for Democracy, and on behalf of our executive director, Ken Godfrey, who unfortunately could not join today due to a national strike in Brussels, where we're based. As you might know, Brussels is famous for being at the center of the EU decision-making, more than one statues that pee around the city, and finally national strikes that paralyze our entire country. So a few words about EPD to get to know each other and why we're committing today. We're a network of 20 organizations that advocates and acts for democratic values around the world. One of the core pillars of our work is focused on strengthening the rule of law. For example, through our annual civil society recommendations to the Rule of Law report of the Commission, building networks of democracy and democratic innovations, and advancing political dialogue in many countries inside and outside of Europe, but also in collaboration with our members, such as Democracy Reporting International and the Netherlands Helsinki Committee, who are doing crucial work to defend and reinforce the rule of law standards in Europe and beyond. But I'm also standing here today as a human rights lawyer from Greece, someone who has seen up close what's at stake when public trust in the institution is weakened and accountability fades. Me and my colleagues, we arrived in Warsaw with a sobering message in mind. We see it in our work every day, that the rule of law globally is in recess, and with it, the foundations of democracy are cracking. Over these 3 days, during the World Justice Forum, we had the opportunity to discuss and exchange experiences with like-minded people on how more and more authoritarian governments rise in power, silencing opposing voices, shrinking civic space, and dismantling the checks and balances that sustain accountable governance. But we're also taking back with us an important message, something indeed very powerful, that the resilience of this community, that refuses to accept a fate arbitrarily decided by others, and also the need to unite our voices, which is more important than ever. For our organization, we recognize that democratic resilience requires collective action, and we're committing to do that every day in our work. Not just collaborations within sectors, into silos, but across them. Not just within borders, but beyond them. The 2025 Warsaw Principles offer a timely compass in this regard, and we're grateful to be part of the process. For EPD, among others, some principles that stand out as key to our mission: the protection of civic space and fundamental rights, the integrity of elections and citizen participation, and transparency and accountability in democratic institutions. These are not abstract ideals. They're non-negotiable standards. They should be put into action, and we're committing to do that. So today we pledge, among others, to support the works of those defending rights, especially in the front line, reporting the most difficult environments through our advocacy and our projects, be their voice in the discussion with the EU and other international organizations, continue our work on civic engagement, promoting youth participation, and help local actors safeguard democratic processes from manipulation and disinformation. Keep engaging with the EU institutions, advocating for these principles to find their way into concrete legislation, but also beyond legislation commitments. And finally, and most importantly, in my opinion, play our part to connect our community to respond and face these challenges. We will also integrate the Warsaw Principles across our entire network, aligning our strategies with these shared commitments. The rule of law, well, we all established these past days, is not an abstract legal principle. It is a living tree, a democratic imperative with branches that range from access to justice to environmental issues. Such principles today are part of its photosynthesis process, without which democracy simply cannot breathe. These moments here and today are important and defining for our future. During these difficult times, we either act together to emerge more resilient or risk a future where power answers only to itself. It is a difficult endeavor, surely, but civil society has proven to reveal its greatest strength in the most hostile conditions, like a diamond shaped under pressure, leading to inspiring changes and democratic openings. EPD was, is, and will always be standing for democracy and the rule of law as it was founded, along with all these actors standing on the floor today. And finally, as Greeks, we love quoting our ancestors, and this is a plenary speech, so I'm doing that part. If I may quote a Greek poet, Kavafis, on Odysseus' return to Ithaca. As you set out for Ithaca, hope your road is a long one, full of adventure and full of discovery. Arriving there is what you're destined for, but do not hurry the journey at all. Ithaca gave you this marvelous journey. Without her, you would not have set out. Wise as you will have become, so full of experience, you'll understand by then what Ithaca truly means. Democracy is our own Ithaca. It is not the end. It is not just a destination. It is a whole collective journey, and we're all part of it. Thank you.
Thank you, Eva. Thank you for your commitment to advance so many goals on civic space, rule of law, integrity, accountability, and importantly, just for showing us with example just of what a partnership is and what working together means. Thank you.